Hello everybody and welcome to the Sovereign Village project. We are in a very messy part of the property right here right now. This entire area is going to become a driveway very soon. We're doing a lot of clearing for that, but we're also having to stage things here for now. We've got barrels and water catchment totes and all sorts of potted plants and things as we move things from one end to another to clear the brush, and we get sheds on the ground and build our greenhouses for these plants and hook up our water catchment. You know, things are just getting staged, and so they're very messy right now. But I wanted to take the opportunity to show you one way in which we're using the margins, remembering that in a way time is a margin. And this whole driveway is a margin. It's an area where, yes, it will be completely graveled and pretty lifeless within a matter of 3 or 4 months. But that's a long time away. That's not until winter. This project will not happen until winter. So in the meantime, why would we not grow in this really nice soil that we had to clear anyway? We've got all sorts of things growing here. We've got tomatoes. And we just planted out a whole bunch of fall/winter crops that we will harvest as we go. In this patch here that we just finished clearing out, which is pretty nice garden, so we'll amend it a bit, but we threw radishes in there, rutabaga, turnips, various greens, and we'll probably get about one more harvest before the season ends, and then it'll be time to strip all that topsoil off and turn it into a driveway. And so it's really important to remember, whatever property you're working with, whether it's your own property or you're guerrilla gardening or working on somebody else's land, take time into consideration, because oftentimes we tend to neglect really good growing areas simply because there's another plan for them eventually. But remember, it's not a correct way to garden to say, this is always where my tomato plant will be. This is always where my greens will be. Everything rotates. It's like the climate. It's never static, and it's always changing. And so we really have an opportunity to start to see things differently. In a really well-run permaculture system, you might have a cycle that goes through 30, 40, 50 years where you plant your food forests, those grow up, you harvest them, the trees themselves for timber eventually, and then maybe you do an annual garden in that really nice soil that you've improved for decades, and you do that for 3, 4, 5 years, and then slowly start those the new fruit trees you planted start to take the place. If you really think about it, you could have no set place for anything ever. It's really, everything is just kind of going where the best spot is for it. How much light is there, how much water, what's the proximity to where you're walking and able to maintain. So it's really good to break away from the rigid style of gardening that publications and books have taught us, and to enter into this, just let a little bit more chaos into your system, because that chaos is efficient. I guarantee you that forest right there is a lot more efficient than my garden over there. And so we can bring that into our system but still control it to bring us the greatest yield. So use those margins, use those areas that maybe have a project in front of them. I mean, we even grew stuff right here where the porch was going to be, just knowing that we wouldn't get to it for a couple of months. And if you know the growing seasons of your plants, you know what you can get away with. So I encourage you all to think in that way and use those spots and use every margin we have, because we all need to be growing food in every square inch of land that we possibly can manage. All right, everybody. In the meantime, stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.